Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate, and today I'm here to talk to you about Comic-Con. So I have gone to Comic-Con for the last, I think, 5 years. I've spent 4 of those working with a local independent bookstore in San Diego. I've mentioned a few times that I used to work for them. And even though I'm not technically working for them anymore, because Comic-Con is such a big weekend and they're in a lot of different places, they end up pulling a lot of people from wherever they can in order to help them out. So I went down this past weekend and I ended up helping them out. I was stationed at the Disney Publishing Hyperion booth because basically there are different publishers there that all have marketing booths. So we're at Hachette, HarperCollins, Random House, Disney Publishing, etc. But they actually don't do the retailing part, so they basically like sub that out to us. So I was at the Disney booth this past weekend. I've been there a couple times. It's fun. I read a lot of the Hyperion stuff more because that's the young adult. A lot of their stuff is like Disney Junior, and it's stuff for like really early readers. Unfortunately, I woke up with a vicious cold before I even made it to the convention center, so I can't even blame it on the convention. It was just my wonderful immune system deciding to break down right before the biggest convention of the entire year. Awesome. So I woke up Thursday morning with a really bad sore throat, and I was kind of ignoring it, hoping that it was just like irritation at dry air because the fan had been on all night because it was really hot over con weekend. But no, by Thursday night I was really feverish, and so I spent all of Thursday night having feverish, delusional, really vivid dreams, and then it mostly broke Thursday night, so Friday I was sort of feeling a little bit less like death warmed over. And then Friday I still pretty much felt like the sore throat was there, and the fever kind of came back at night. So yeah, I had a really fun weekend. So I had a really fun weekend feeling like death warmed over at the biggest convention of the year. Awesome! Anyway, because it's Comic-Con, I go there for books. I know a lot of people try to go there for panels. Since I'm in a booth all weekend, I can't actually make it to panels. I did make it to one. I made it to the Harry Potter fandom panel, which is the last panel on Sunday. Mostly I was there to see Mark of Mark Reads, because we've met before anyway. But that was the only panel I managed to go to, and I don't have any photos or any video footage at all because I didn't take any. Whoops. Anyway, I did go to a couple signings though, so I just want to sort of show off what I got over Comic-Con weekend. So I guess you could call this a Comic-Con haul. This is the stuff that I picked up at the Disney Hyperion booth because I work there, and they end up sort of giving a lot of stuff out for free on Sunday anyway. Anything that I thought was interesting that they had at the booth I could basically just take. So I took Charlie Higson, The Enemy, which I had never heard of before that weekend, but apparently it's really popular. I'm not sure if it's young adult or middle grade. I guess I will find out. But the idea of it is basically it's like Lord of the Flies, except instead of kids being trapped on a desert island, they're in an urban city and all of the adults have been infected with like a zombie virus. So they're all trying to attack the kids, so the kids have to band together in order to protect themselves from the adults. It's a series of 5 books. It just finished, but I didn't get all 5 books, even though I probably could have, because I had to fit them all in my suitcase this time. So because I had limited space, I just got the first one, but we'll see if I like it. This one's not signed. This is one of the few that isn't, but I just thought that I would check it out, and I will let you guys know if it's any good. And then the next one is Don't Look Back by Jennifer Armentrout. I could swear that I have read something else by this author, but they don't actually list anything else that she's written on here, and so I can't think of it. And of course, I couldn't look it up before I started filming because preparation is for losers. Anyway, Don't Look Back is about a girl who is found by the side of the road and she can't remember anything about who she is or what's happened to her. She's like covered in mud and she's got like scratches and stuff, and bruises all over herself, and it turns out that she's this really popular girl in this really rich mansion, and she has lots of friends and a boyfriend and everything like that, but her best friend disappeared the same night that she did, only her best friend hasn't been found. So I don't think it's fantasy or anything like that. I think it's just a thriller. So the idea of it is that maybe because she can't remember what happened to her, that's what's keeping her safe. That, you know, if she did remember what happened to her, she might be in danger. So yeah, I think it's supposed to be a thriller. But anyway, I'll let you guys know again how it turns out. Don't Look Back by Jennifer Armentrout. I have already started it, but I'm like that far in. Not really. And then, so this is the stuff, this is all signed. So this is Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. I have mentioned this series before. I've got the other two here. So the first one is Shadow and Bone, and then the second one is Siege and Storm. I mentioned this in a haul video a while ago. The idea behind these is that they're basically set in like 19th century Tsarist Russia, which is super cool. You know, fantasy version of it, file the serial numbers off, but that's essentially what it is. I've only read Shadow and Bone so far, but now the whole series is finished, so that usually motivates me to read things more when I can just get through the whole series, so I'll probably pick up Siege and Storm soon. But yeah, she did a signing with us, and so we've got the signature there. I think all three of these are signed. Yeah, because we've got Siege and Storm here, and then Shadow and Bone, whoops. There we go, Shadow and Bone. Oh, I never even noticed the cool map in the front. That's awesome. Check out that map. That's so cool. How did I never see that before? Oh, I wonder if that's in the others. Oh, it totally is. Oh, that's so cool. Look at that. It's got like a kraken attacking a ship. That's awesome. Let me see. Let me see on the third one. Yep, it's totally got it. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that would have made reading the first book so much easier because I was getting really confused about places. I should have just checked the map. Damn. Oh well, anyway, moving on. I got Ruin and Rising, which is the third book in the Grisha trilogy. The first one is Shadow and Bone. Okay, and the next one here is California Bones by Greg Van Eekhout. So this one is, I thought that it was part of a series that he had already started that was about like Norse gods in Los Angeles. It turns out it's a totally different series, and so I feel bad that I didn't get it when it first came out. I mean, it's only been out for a little while, but I hadn't actually been planning on getting it because I thought that it was part of a series I hadn't read, but no, it's a whole new series. This one, again, I got it signed. This one was to me because I know him personally, so I got it personalized. He wrote a really terrible pun. He wrote Bon Appetit with an E. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, Greg is great, but this book is very cool. As far as I can tell, this book, the magic system is basically like taking bones from mythological creatures and like grinding them up and making them into this sort of mercury-like substance and then drinking them and gaining the power that comes from them. It's so cool. But very weird, and I don't really know where it's going yet. I'm this far into it. I basically just read it on the bus going home on Saturday, I think. Anyway, the main character is named Daniel, and he is being trained in this magical art by his father. This is one of those worlds where magic is just sort of out there. Everyone knows about it. It takes place in LA, but it's sort of an alternate LA where everyone knows about magic, and it kind of sounds like California is a different country. I'm not sure yet, but anyway, he's learning this magic from his father, and then when he's 12, he witnesses his father get murdered for the magic that is in his bones because he's been digesting these mythological creature bones for so long. It's like seeped into him, and then it like time skips to when he's adult, and that's basically where I stopped. So yeah, I will definitely let you guys know how this one goes. The magic system is definitely intriguing to me, and so I wanna see how it turns out. And also, I like Greg, so I want to see what he does. The next one is I have a few books from the same author. So Marie Lu did a signing. These two I already had, but I just got them signed. Legend is what is the overarching series of this called? I can't remember. The Young Prodigies, maybe? The Prodigy series? Something like that? Anyway, the first one's called Legend. I had a couple advance copies that I wanted to get signed, so, and then the second one is called Prodigy. Maybe it's not the Prodigy series, because the second one's called Prodigy. It was just called Legend. Anyway, That's the second one, Prodigy. And then the third one is Champion, which I showed in a haul video a while ago. I think possibly in the same one that I had Siege and Storm in. I already have that one, and I got it signed, so these were the only ones I wanted to get signed. But the reason she was there at con was because she has a new series coming out called The Young Elites, and so they had this as an exclusive for Comic-Con. It was an advance copy, and I have actually already read it because I was really sick, and so I would come home early and collapse in the apartment that I was staying at and just read for hours, and this goes pretty quickly, so I've already finished it. I like it. It's a whole new series from the Legend series, and it's like a totally different setting and totally different magic system and everything. The first one actually isn't magic, it's not fantasy, it's futuristic sci-fi, whereas this one is fantasy. This one actually kind of reminded me of the Graceling series by Kristen Cashore. If you guys don't know what those are, they're really good. I can show you the first one. There we go. This is the Graceling series by Kristen Cashore, and I love these. I'll probably talk about them later? I don't know. I'm never sure how to do things like reviews and stuff of books that I've read a long time ago, but I should figure out some way to do that because I really want to talk about these ones. But the reason I was reminded of it is because it has a similar idea of people being marked physically, and the physical marking coming along with having some kind of supernatural power. So in the Graceling book, people with two different colored eyes are called Gracelings, and they all are supernaturally good at something. And it could be something really useful, like cooking, or, you know, you could be supernaturally good with horses, stuff like that, or it could be something totally useless, like supernaturally good at swimming. And so the main character is graced with killing, and she's the king's niece, and she basically works as his bodyguard thug person who goes around intimidating people for tax money, and she hates doing it, but because she's niece to the king, she doesn't really have a say in it. Anyway, the Young Elite series kind of reminded me of that. It's a little bit different though, in that the people are marked not from birth, but because of a fever that swept through the land. Anyway, in this one, the main girl is one of the girls that has been marked by fever. Her hair has turned silver white, and she's also missing an eye because her left eye swelled up so bad when she had the fever that they had to cut it out. And she has been living with her younger sister and her very abusive father, who basically is a merchant who, because she has these markings, he basically treats her like garbage because the people that have these markings are called malfetos. They're basically like, you know, ill-marked, and people think of them as bad omens and touched by demons, etc. So she has never thought that she had any powers, but basically the book opens when she tries to run away from home, and when she's chased down by her father, it turns out that she actually does have powers. She has the power of illusions, and so she's picked up by this group of other people that have powers, and they're called the Young Elites, and they take her in, and basically it turns into this whole political conspiracy where they're trying to overthrow the crown, basically. And, you know, stuff happens from there. So that's the Young Elites. I think it's coming out in October, so not too far away. Yeah, October 2014. So you should be able to pick it up then. I think you should, because I really liked it. You should also pick up the Legend series if you don't have that one. Last but not least, I have the Lunar Chronicles books. Again, I already had these, but I went and got them signed because I got to see Marissa Meyer again. I've seen her a couple times. So she signed a couple things for me. And yeah, that's pretty much it for my Comic-Con haul. Like I said, I wasn't really feeling too good, and also I had to keep in mind stuff that I would have to take back in a suitcase, which was very small. It was just a little carry-on suitcase, so I wasn't really able to pick up as much stuff as I normally do. Usually I come home with like 3 bags full of books because publishers are there and they want to get rid of stuff, so yeah. But I had fun. Mostly I kind of just sat at the booth and talked to the people at Disney Hyperion and drank a lot of tea and tried not to feel awful. And didn't do too great at it, but yeah. It's been like a week, and I'm still just now getting over it. Like, I still have a cough. I hate getting sick. It's the worst thing ever. Anyway, I guess that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!